What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? Let's make sure I'm live on the east side. I want to make sure that I'm live on the east side. I don't know why the east side, but you know. Oh well.
What up? What up?
Okay.
What up? What up?
So
what
it
up?
sounds like
Live
on
the east side. I don't know why the east side.
Hold on. Okay, there you go. So it sounds like y'all can hear and see me. I'm thinking it sounds like you can hear and see me. Let me change to comments view. Somebody type in the chat that we good to go, all set. Say something to me, because y'all know how. First of all, I'd like y'all to talk back to me. That's just the bottom line. But nevertheless, we're gonna keep it pushing, keep it pushing. I am the TJ Mercer. Hi, Andrea. I am the TJ Mercer, known as the walking exclamation point, the chief noisemaker of Media Mavericks Academy. And I don't know what else. Does it really matter? But for these purposes, I teach authors, experts, coaches, and entrepreneurs how to book themselves in the media without a publicist and without being a celebrity. Hey, Laz. And I am, for some reason, I'm not seeing the comments in my StreamYard threads. I don't know what's that about. So make yourself known to me if I don't see you or acknowledge you, because I'm not seeing. I got my phone here so I can kind of see who's, but it's not coming on StreamYard. But we are not going to let that stop us. Where are you expecting to be live? All over the place, Andrea asked. So I should be live on my personal page. I should be live on Media Mavericks page. I should be live in the Noisemaker Squad, in Maverick Nation. I should be live all over the place. So we're going to get right to it, though, and talk about, I think what I'm going to do, y'all, because I'm still trying to find my rhythm. I have been getting spiritually chastised for being a bit quiet. And how can I expect, this says friends only, let me check all spots. Okay. Yeah, that shouldn't be friends only. So definitely make sure, Andrea. Well, let me see. Hold on. Let me see how I can edit privacy, public. Okay. So, okay, it's just a big delay in StreamYard because now I see your comments in StreamYard. All right, so it should have changed now. This should have changed because I changed the privacy of Facebook. Now, with that said, let's just get on into it, because what I'm thinking is, if you have followed me for any length of time, you know when I commit to you guys, I always follow through. If I say I'm going to do something, it has to be something that stops me from following through on my commitment. So when I was on my walk this morning, I just kind of heard in my heart that I should, to find my rhythm back into going live and talking, because quite honestly, I've had health challenges that I've had to focus on. So all my energy has been spent in recovery, and, well, not recovery. I don't want to sound like I'm some kind of addict. Wait, y'all be worried about me. But I've just been spending time getting my health back together. So I have been spiritually chastised and, vocally chastised by Reneka, that how can you expect and hold accountable your noisemakers or the people that follow you, and you ain't making no noise? And so I have been really trying to figure out my rhythm and my groove of going live and being back out there talking and pushing you guys forward in making noise in the media. So as I was walking, it dawned on me, like, you know what if I just say that every Wednesday we're going to have a headline chat where I am going to be here every Wednesday at 5:15 Pacific, 8:15 Eastern, perhaps, or maybe, I don't know. We'll figure out the day. And I just go over headlines of what okay, Andrea, good. I can go over headlines and give you guys some ideas of how you can newsjack that for your business, your book, or your brand. And just like every time I do a series, it's a team effort until we figure this out. I did it with Storytime with Auntie TJ. I just said, hey, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to do it for this long. And we just rocked and rolled it and figured out our rhythm there. I did it when I did a couple years ago. I did an August full of TJ and Jesus. And every day I went live and taught. So y'all helped me build that. So it's no different. So I'm not sure if I want to go live or create a Zoom group because I like talking back to people. It's hard for me to just talk to the screen. I like to talk back and interchange. So I may do it on Zoom and then farm it out to my Facebook Live. But I was also thinking that like you can bring headlines to me and ask me, is it newsjackable, or something you want to run by me and ask me, is it newsjackable? But what if I dedicate Wednesdays to headline chat? So with that said, we are going to just, okay, Andrea. So Andrea says it's all over the place. Okay. So I think, okay. Okay. I'm seeing your comments now inside of the StreamYard. So here's a couple of headlines that I just kind of jotted down, but going forward, I will maybe do something different to go a little bit more in depth about it. So one of the first things that I'm watching the headlines, obviously, is Judge Ketanji. And if I ever slip up and call her Katani, just know I know the judge's name. I just have a friend named Katani. So it's no disrespect. So I'm be conscious of Judge Ketanji. And you know, and let me just preface this by, first of all, let me just back up and explain what newsjacking is, just in case this is your first time listening to this, if you're listening to the replay or what have you. So newsjacking is the art of taking your business, your book, and your brand and injecting it into the media using a current event or a social media trend or something we're talking about. It is not my term. It's a term by David Meerman Scott. So I'm giving him his cred. And so, you know, I put out these things. I used to put out more often these things called newsjack alerts. And so this is just my way of giving back and saying, listen, here are some ways you can write a pitch and get yourself booked. And let me tell you, newsjacking absolutely works. I've got the receipts to back it up. Newsjacking in some cases have had people booked on TV in less than 24 hours. It actually just happened recently. I forget what I put out there. Oh, when the war broke out initially with between Russia and Ukraine, and I put out a newsjack alert to talk about parents having these difficult conversations with their children. You know, so if you are a grief counselor or a parenting expert, newsjack that, pitched the media, and a young lady told me she ended up being on TV and she get booked in less than 24 hours to go on and talk about some of the strategies that parents can introduce to their children to have these tough, scary conversations. So clearly with Judge Ketanji, it's a plethora of angles you can come from. And when I talk about newsjacking, my opinion does not go into the mix. I don't care what side of the coin you are on. You like her, don't like her, doesn't matter. I just want you to newsjack and get your opinion out there and talk about it, because it can bring exposure to your book, your business, or your brand. You can get repeat bookings in this space. You can actually start having, you know, be the go-to person for the media to talk about a certain thing. So that is why newsjacking is absolutely crucial. So with Judge Ketanji, you know, you can also talk about the disparity. You know, I'll be honest with you, I have not watched a lot of the questions. I've only seen headlines and highlights. So I am not versed in speaking on this. I know it's pretty heated from both sides of the table. I do wonder if, you know, other potential judges or Supreme Court judges, justices, okay, you know the term. If they, were subjected to the same questioning. What was the judge before the Republicans submitted? She hadn't even done a trial or something. So whatever it is, it makes me wonder, like, well, was she subjected to these kind of questions? And making sure that get the book Newsjack. Oh, okay. I'm like, what is this, Andrea? Oh, just tell them to go to newsjackthat.com, Andrea. Just newsjackthat.com is the best, easiest way. Thank you for that, though. So with Judge Ketanji, you've got the Black woman angle, you got the woman angle, you got, the leadership things that you can pull out. You've got the angles of, if you are a career coach, of, looking and analyzing and shaping a segment around, hey, Audrey, I missed you too, Audrey. I'm trying my best to get back to my rhythm, my flow. So, you've got if you are a career coach, you can come at it from the angle of studying some of her answers or pulling out her demeanor and shaping a segment of what she got right, in your opinion, of women, conducting themselves in the boardroom. Because one of the things that's hot on social media, people talking about, is that how she had to just keep herself contained, where Judge Kavanaugh was all over the place. Listen, I'm just reading the headlines of this, y'all. I'm not speaking on it. I'm giving you angles. So don't take my opinions or whatnot. Make sure you do. That's the other thing about newsjacking. You have to make sure that you are considering all sources of an issue, right? You can't just take one source and run with it. I always like to say, vet some more, okay, before you write your pitch. But hey, LaTara, but with Judge Kavanaugh, the career coaches can come from, career coaches, leadership coaches can come from angles of her body language, how she handled it. Some people can even talk about, what she wore, the color she shows positions of power or doesn't show positions of power. Like, whatever your expertise is, make sure, if there's something you can newsjack or looking at it differently that someone is not necessarily pulling out, make sure. The last says Senator Booker support is another good one. Black man supporting a Black woman. Yes. And let me qualify that. So when I do these, and for those of you who are coming in, I'm considering doing these every Wednesday, so I can just find my rhythm on this. But when you do these kind of things, make sure, I just lost my train of thought. What was I here to say? So let's say Black man. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. So when I do these, typically you'll always hear me speak from a TV perspective, because that's where I spent 25 years, right? Oh, going on like 27 now, I think. So you'll always hear me speaking from a TV perspective. But some of the suggestions I'm making is not necessarily media sexy because it's too niche. So like Laz is suggesting Senator Booker support is another good one. Black man supporting a Black woman. That's not necessarily an ABC, NBC, CBS, angle, but it is something, an Essence magazine, or, a print, or even sometimes even just writing an article on your LinkedIn. Like my client, Dr. Kim, wrote an article about, she's a DEI expert, and she wrote an article about the hearings and watching the tone and how, Judge Ketanji, what is her last name? Because I love her first name, so I always just want to say her first name, but I totally forgot the woman's last name. But with that said, just make sure I'm not just speaking from a TV perspective, right? When we do these on Wednesdays, I'm going to keep saying that because, when I commit to y'all, I'll show up. If I just say to myself, okay, I'm going to do this every Wednesday, I won't do it. But if I put it out there, this is what we're going to do, y'all know I'm going to come through for you. Thank you, Brown Jackson. I'm like, what is it on the tip of my tongue? What What is her name? So that's Judge Ketanji. The second headline, that's not quite a headline just yet, but it's going to be, is this weekend is the Oscars. So, and feel free to share this video with people who, if I name something that they, that they fit into this, slide them the link. Don't be selfish with your TJ, okay? Don't keep me away from them. Help your friends out, okay, by sharing these things. So if you know like a fashion person or chef, so there's two angles. The Oscars is coming up this weekend, and obviously fashion is going to be all over the place. Then you can, with prom season coming up, designers, fashion stylists, you can shape a segment around how to duplicate that Oscar look for prom or something like that. Or, how to, get an Oscar look for cheap because weddings are coming in. Like, whatever you can like look at the angles of what's happening at the Oscars. Another thing about what the Oscars is doing is the menu. So you can look at the Governor's Ball menu. We got a visitor, y'all. Say hi to Hazel. Say hi to Hazel. So I'm at my cousin's. This is my cousin's dog, Hazel. So she wanted to climb up here with me. My cousin, don't tell me, my cousin is mad at me because her dog hangs out with me more, and like she likes to sleep in my room now, and she mad. And so, Andrea, I was thinking about you when it came to like, so Andrea for the longest, before she became the bling slinger working with paparazzi, Andrea was a tablescaper. I guess, is that what you say? A tablescape designer. And so she would do regular segments that were themed and go on, I think it was CBS or ABC, Andrew, you can correct me, and do examples of tablescapes for the different holidays or events that were coming up, like Mother's Day, Super Bowl. I think she did at one point an Oscar themed party. So Jill is speaking to you, Hazel, but she really mad because Hazel will actually roll her eyes and come sit with me. Like my cousin will come home and Hazel won't even budge to go greet her. Hazel just sit with me, or she'll go like sniff around and then she come. So my cousin is accusing me of stealing her dog. Okay. So Andrea says she did the Oscars. So with the menu, some of you who are chefs or building a channel or social media following around your cooking, you can actually take one of Wolfgang's entrees or whatever he's doing on his menu and turn it into you making it with maybe different ingredients. So for example, one of my mini media mavericks was Chef Shy, and Shy was a vegan. It is a vegan chef. She's absolutely amazing. Check her out, Shy Curry, SHI. And like when she got into chefing, she would watch Gordon Ramsay and then turn it and make the recipes vegan. So that's something to consider of watching the Oscars this weekend, the fashion and the food. Let me see. Okay, so just take this one just as the headline, because I didn't get a chance to. Andrea says, just be mindful of copyright trademark infringement. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It's like, do it, but put your spin on it and like shop for less. Like they do those segments all the time of the let me mute this. They do those kind of segments for like how to get the look for less or something like that. So just make sure, yes, don't listen. I don't have bail money for you. So just don't get locked up over that. Okay, so so I saw a headline. I saw it right before I was going to go live. I did not get to dig and research this, but I only saw like the first paragraph about Doja Cat, who is a hot artist. If you're not aware, I can tell you none of her songs. That don't matter because you still can newsjack it. But Doja Cat has had it, I guess, with the industry or whatever. And I saw some of the comments were like, she needs to protect her mental health or whatever. Look into that, because if it's a mental health related thing, that if you're talking about women who are high achievers, that how important mental health is to you. Again, I only got to see like the headline and a snippet, but it's just something to think of. So dig deep and research that before you take this suggestion. but I wanted to put it out there. For parenting people, summer is coming up. Be thinking about segments about your kiddos. And I'm going to probably say this one on every time to remind people, thinking about a segment around summer activities for the kiddos. Or, we're still kind of in a pandemic about keeping your kids safe as we're opening up for the summer. That's all I got on that one. Now, this wasn't, I've seen this maybe because of social media, but I did find it kind of interesting. So this one is kind of like more for my etiquette manners people. So there was a post that I think was on Reddit that talked about the fact that a gentleman wanted to know if he was wrong for insisting that his girlfriend change clothes before they went to a wedding, because his girlfriend, when he picked her up, came out wearing a white dress. And this was the wedding of a co-worker, so he didn't want to offend, and they got into this big argument. She didn't think it was a big deal. He insisted on it, so he was taking a poll of was he being an a-hole or was she overreacting? That gave me the idea of summer is coming. Weddings are going to be aplenty, perhaps. If you're an etiquette person, talk about, use this as a jumping off point of, when do you get to wear white to a wedding? Should you all, is that outdated? What are some of the do's and don'ts of attending a wedding? So make sure, if you are, even if you are a wedding planner or an event planner and you do weddings, that's a segment you can shape around the do's and don'ts of attending a wedding. So there's that one. And then, I saw a headline on that's talked about a Bachelor alum is choosing not to breastfeed. So that's bringing breastfeeding back into the picture. If you are a medical expert or, a nanny or a pediatrician, you can newsjack this and talk about the benefits, leverage it. When I say newsjacking this, you start out with, that's the headline. That's what you lead with, because that's what will get the producer's attention. So you start out with that kind of headline, and then you talk about the pros and cons, or if you absolutely can't breastfeed, what should you be doing? Is it harmful for the baby? Yep. Aida's good reading. What's Aida? Yep. Aida's good. Jill, what's Aida? Is that a typo or I'm pulling a blank? But whatever it is in your lane of genius where you can insert yourself into the conversation of breastfeeding, that's another one. Then I have two more that I wrote down. The flu. So shoot, I totally forgot what the headline was. Shoot. And I didn't write it down on my note. But there was a headline about the flu. And shoot. I forgot what it was. But what it made me think about is that, in our COVID society, have we forgotten that the flu exists? The regular old flu. I think it said the cases of flu has gone. I don't remember. But it instantly remained. Oh, gotcha. Okay, gotcha. But it made me remember that one of my mavericks, Dr. Sandra, she is an MD, and she wrote a post one time by newsjacking the flu and inserting, busting the myths about it. That post got shared over 50,000 times. Her website had 10,000 hits in one day because she newsjacked that. Now, she all over the place with her latest book about rest. In fact, she just did an interview with Gwyneth Paltrow, the actress Gwyneth Paltrow. So somebody Google, if that's your lane of genius, just Google what I'm talking about for the flu and find out, because that's an option for you. And then for travel, I saw a headline today that Southwest Airlines, which is my favorite airline, Southwest Airlines has put out there that they are adding another travel class to their offerings. So if you are a travel agent, that's something you can talk about. How does that affect summer travel? Or so you can if you're in a travel industry, you can definitely start actually putting yourself out there about what flights are doing, how it's impacting gas, where are the best finds of how you find the cheapest route to travel, whatever that is. And I think, let me go over my list. That's from The Guardian. Remember the flu. Okay, is that it, Andrew? Because I'm for the life of me, I can't remember what the headline is. But let me just check my list to make sure I gave you all the headlines I have for today. Okay, yep. I think that's it. Oh, no, one more. So headline was about Mike Tyson having a gun pulled on him. I believe, yeah, it was in LA. It was at one of the rooftop bars. And stuff popped off, Google to get the details, but it ended with Mike Tyson hugging the gun bearer. So for my conflict people, if you are a communications person, you can look into that incident and leverage that about how to diffuse arguments, or what did Mike do right that it ended with the gunman letting him hug him, and the gunman just leaving peacefully. What happened? Like, what are some communication techniques that he employed, perhaps, that disarmed the gunman to the point he gave him a hug? And the show went on, because I think he was at a comedy show. So there's that one. Okay, so let me just double check. Okay, yep, I hit them all. I think it was like, no, I hit them all. There's 9 of them. So with that said, anybody got questions or something they're thinking about newsjacking as I count it down? But if not, then sorry, it's New York Times. We will forget much of the pandemic. Okay, that could be any of them. I don't remember, Andrea, but thank you for looking for me. So with that said, I'm gonna count it down. If you got questions, put it in the chat. I'm not sure I should, because I'm seeing Andrew's, I'm seeing Jill's comments. So put it in the chat, and if I miss seeing it because I'm on StreamYard, then I'll let you know. Okay. So with that said, I'm gonna count it down. I will see you next Wednesday. We're gonna have headline chat Wednesdays. That's what we're gonna do at 5:15 Pacific and 8:15 Eastern. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna commit to the month of April. Okay. Last says, I don't usually find much that align with what I do. Are we talking about in the nonprofit space? Like, see, this is why, like, I think I'm gonna move it into Zoom and just broadcast, perhaps, because I like the talk back. Or I guess what I could do is put the link to the StreamYard, and if you got a question, you can then let yourself in. So maybe I'll do that. I don't know. We're gonna figure it out, because I just like the dialogue back and forth. Les, so are you talking about the nonprofit space that you do, or something else? Nonprofit funding. Well, Jill says, yay, April Wednesdays. Okay, Jill, see, I'm gonna get back. I'm gonna get my rhythm. We're gonna go live, and y'all gonna see my face, and then I'm gonna hold y'all accountable for getting out there and making some noise. I gotta hold myself accountable first. With the nonprofit funding, so Laz, it just depends on the market. You know, it really depends on the market you go after. But if there are certain times of the year that nonprofit issues are more profound, you can position it that way. But all you need is a troll to get that link. Zoom is better. Okay. We got to figure out something, because I gotta have the talk back. But a lot of things you can think about, Laz, is, appealing to even the podcasts in your space. It may be hard for, the mainstream media, but the podcast space. So basically what I'm saying is, just because you don't find a lot of stuff popping off doesn't excuse you from making the noise. I'm just saying. So with that said, Andrea says, thanks for sharing your knowledge. This was really good. Andrea, you're one of my biggest cheerleaders. I appreciate you for popping in and helping me get through this because I gotta find my rhythm, y'all. I gotta find my rhythm. Okay, so with that said, let's count it down. Any more questions or stuff you want me to look at, or don't hesitate to even to slide me an inbox message if you have a headline suggestion that you want me to put into Headline Wednesdays. So last says gotcha. Last. Gotcha. I got your gotcha. I got your gotcha. Okay, like that. So in 10, 9, 8, and y'all know when we do series like this is a team effort. This is a team effort. Y'all know I don't do these by myself. So slide me headlines or like that so we can do this and we can pull together and serve some people, because at the end of the day, for me, it's always about how we helping. That's it. I don't know where I was. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy weekend, y'all. I'll see you next Wednesday. That's it for Renee. Don't make me do something sooner. But right now, I'm committing to y'all every Wednesday. Headline chat. Okay? Love you.